Hi, so I wanted to show you how I do my makeup when I specifically want to make my skin look less dry. If you haven't seen me before, I'm Naomi. I have very dry skin, and what you can see on my face all over is psoriasis. Obviously, if your skin is very dry and you have psoriasis, eczema, whatever, go to a dermatologist and sort it out with them from the inside and actually make it healthy. But I'm a makeup artist, so I am going to show you how you can use makeup to make it look more healthy if you want to. If my skin is a bit more glowy than usual, then that helps me, like it just gives me a little bit more confidence. Now, of course, mainly the only dry skin specific part of this makeup is the skin, but I'm gonna show you how I do brows and everything else as well. I'm using a Catrice pencil on my eyebrows. This is shade a brown eye crown. I'm going to use my REM Beauty concealer in shade Fair 6N and use that under my brows. I'm going to use a little bit of it on the inner corners as well. This is not my right shade, but this is a NYX or NYX brow gel. I'm gonna do a brown pencil on my waterline. This is Paris Berlin and the shade is CR201. And I'm only applying this brown on the top waterline. Okay, I decided to apply it on the lash line too. Just a very thin line, and I blend it with my finger. I'm going to use the REM Beauty. It's the multi-use eye stick, and this is the shade Shooting Star. I'm gonna use it like in that area. Now, since this is all cream so far, I think the new Dose of Color glitter sticks would fit here so beautifully, like on the inner side. But they have a lot of orders and it hasn't shipped yet, but I did order it, so I will probably include them in a video or maybe do a separate video of them. I'm not sure, but hopefully I will have them one day. Shipping was very expensive, but I just like that product so much on the videos that I have seen, and I have no way to try it in person before ordering, so I just ordered them. Next up, I'm going to use Karla Cosmetics Pillowfight, and this is the potion, so this is not a loose pigment, this is the creamy consistency. Oh, it dried out, like it's completely dry. I can fix it, but I don't know why it dried out, because I have this lid that I put on it very tightly, and then I put the lid, but it still dried out, and I never just leave it out. So if I take out the lid and I immediately put the lid back, so I don't know how it dried out. But if something like this happens to you, don't worry, do not throw it out. You can use England Duraline, or I bought the Karla Cosmetics Fix Potion. And with that, I'm just going to go into the Karla Cosmetics Pillowfight Shadow Potion. I am breaking the product up with the spatula because it's just too dry, and I'm just going to apply it. And this is it. This is 3 or 4 layers. I had to do multiple because of how dried out it was. I'm gonna use a nude pencil on my lower waterline. This is Essence Inner Eye Brightening Pen 01 Everybody's shade. I'm going to do my mascara and apply lashes. Mascara will be Lash Sensational from Maybelline. This is the waterproof one, but I love all of them. Lashes are on. I'm gonna add Lethal Cosmetics white eyeshadow, which is my favorite eyeshadow ever in the whole world. I talk about it a lot. I believe the shade name is Frequency. There is fallout, but at least it's pigmented. I don't care about fallout personally. I couldn't care less about fallout, to be completely honest with you. If the product works and looks good, I don't care. Might do a little bit on my brow bone as well. Is that too much? Maybe. I know the lighting is not great, but I'm working on a different makeup table area situation, and hopefully everything will be great when it's done. Okay, finally onto skin. Obviously I did skincare before we started all of this, so now I am going to use a primer. I've been using this primer from KIKO Milano. This is Joyful Holiday Hydra Glow, or Hydra and Glow, or Hydra face primer. I'm almost out. I really like it. It's very refreshing, but this was one of those things for them that was just like a one collection thing, I believe. Like, this isn't on the website anymore. Maybe one of the new primers are similar, just under a different name and maybe with a different scent. I don't know, but since I'm running out, I'm probably going to give in and try the Bobbi Brown one. And I hear people talk about it all the time, so I am going to give in, I think, and try that myself as well. 99% of the time when I do makeup like this, I don't do foundation. I'm using the Ordinary foundation. This is the coverage foundation. I hope they still sell these, right? Just under a different name. Probably should have looked that up before. And I'm going to use it with a brush like this, because this is how I'm going to be able to keep it light. And I work it into the brush on my hand and then very lightly apply. I'm gonna just apply one side of the face so you can see the difference. Okay, I'm gonna show you. This is the difference. This is with foundation, this is just my face. A product I forgot to mention and I really wanted to is the Embryoless face oil or beauty oil. Any oil really that is specifically for skin, of course. And I like to use those when my skin is extra dry. Like if I feel like my skin is so dry that not even a cream product would blend well, that's when I use a face oil in place of a primer, like instead. And then I'm able to blend anything and everything really well. So that's kind of a hack. I use this. This is my second bottle. This is enough for like 6 to 9 months. It's an oil, so you don't need a lot. You don't need to swim in it, you just need a little bit, so it goes a long way. Obviously, this is a coverage foundation, so it still gave me quite a bit of coverage. And my skin isn't as glowy now, but not for long. Key is to use creams. When it comes to these sorts of looks, I don't usually do contour or bronzer. I just do blush and concealer. So for cream blush, my favorite is the Made by Mitchell color case. I have the medium one, but I also love the Pillowfight colored bases, specifically shades Winter Rose and Pretentious Peach. I think these are such nice blush colors. I love them. And then there's a couple other bits and bobs that I love. I love the Danessa Myricks ones. MAC Glow Play, I don't know, just a bunch of different ones. I'm going to use the shade A Shy Boy. I am going to apply it with my finger and then blend with a sponge. And I'm doing this placement right now. Maybe a little bit on the nose. These are very pigmented and a little bit goes a long way with these. This is very heavy. That's why I blend it this way, because this is quite dark. So I'm gonna blend it this way, and then I'll use a lighter one here. Before I go in with the lighter one, I'm going to use the REM Beauty concealer again, and I'm going to apply a little bit on these areas. To be fair, my circles aren't too dark normally, but brightening this area still just pulls the look together. Sometimes, depending on the day, I do use a little bit of powder here. One good part of dry skin is that cream product won't move on your face. But to be completely honest, I would much rather have oily skin than dry. My lighter shade will be MAC Glow Play in the shade Totally Synced, which is this pale pink. And I'll apply a little on this area. You might call me crazy, but I'm also going to use a third blush. But it works, okay? I am going to first use this Comet case from Made by Mitchell, like a blush and highlighter mix. I love satin or bit glowy finish blushes. I am going to use the shade Candy Trip, and I'm gonna apply it where the two blushes meet, but a bit higher where the highlighter would and will be. Okay. I am going to show you this again so you can compare the two sides. Okay, so this side is the one with the Comet case from Made by Mitchell, and you can tell that there is a bit of color and the blush, but it's also quite shiny. Obviously there's texture, that's just my skin, but the shine is very nice. And then this is the one without. This is just cream blush. Now face-wise, this is often where I stop, but today I'm going to apply some additional highlighter just because I want to. And I'm also going to use Made by Mitchell, and this is the Blush Lights, I believe, in Biscuit Bish. Put it out on my hand, just using a tiny bit. It's very, like, it's blinding. I can imagine for a lot of people this is too shiny, but my skin is so dry and so dull most of the time that I would rather look like I'm an oily mess, and that's kind of why I go for this look. Okay, last thing is the lips. It's probably going to be the quickest part of all of this. Using my most loved lip liner, which is Colourpop in the shade Ashton. I love this shade and pencil so much that I already bought 2 backups because I was scared that they wouldn't sell it anymore. This is going to be a light application as well. And I'm going to apply this lip gloss from Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filler lip gloss in the most beautiful shade of pink I've ever seen. This is the shade Sugar Baby. Oh my god, I love it. Love, 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 love this. And so we are done. This is my like kind of everyday without the foundation, and I usually switch up the color on the eyes as well, but this is basically it.